It's time for the NBA. Live on 2K. The starting fives for our game. Here are tonight's starting lineups. First for the Heat, Chalmers and D. Wade are the guards. And playing at the 5, the always versatile 6'11" star big man, able to score inside and out, Chris Bosh. Then it's LeBron James, and it's Haslam in at power forward. And for the Thunder, the backcourt is Westbrook and Cephalosha. And in the paint, holding down the pivot, a physical and bruising big man at 6'10", Big Perk, Kendrick Perkins. And it's Durant, and it's Ibaka in at the 4 side.
Now that was pretty. That was just a nice-looking reverse jam right there.
Use the rim, Clark, to protect the ball, I think, too, a little bit.
Yeah, did a nice job with it.
Here he comes, and there he goes.
Look at him punish that rack.
You know, the guys on the bench are going crazy right now at the sight of that jam.
Put together a great team, fans can get a little wild. When you put together a great team that's exciting to watch, too, then they really get wild. And that's what you have to deal with when you go to Oklahoma City. A great team with terrific fans.
The basket counts and one. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a three-point play.
Well, his body control is what I notice. I think that jumps off the page when you watch him play, even with the defender draped all over him. He's able to find a way to get to the rim and get the shot to go in.
And here's another thing about him, Steve. Every time he gets his hands on the ball in the backcourt, he's a one-man fast break.
Off the inbound. Bosh can't hit. And back to these great fans in Oklahoma City. They hosted the Hornets for one season in the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina, you recall. And Steve really showed what a great crowd they could be for a team.
Kevin, I agree, and I think that season when they hosted the Hornets, I think that showed the league that Oklahoma City was ready to become a franchise, and that's why the move from Seattle to Oklahoma City was allowed by the league, because the city had proven that they would support the club.
Thunder have gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game. Here's Westbrook, and he jams it with authority. Tremendous stuff from a guy, Clark, we think more of for his passing.
Yeah, but he's got tremendous leaping ability and a surplus supply, too.
Well, that's a great aggressive move, and 2 big points, too.
LeBron outside, makes the lead pass. Here's Haslam. The stupendous finish in traffic. So here's Westbrook. He has 6. And there's the call on James. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
That's 2 fouls for him very early in this ball game. He'll probably have to spend some time on the bench before halftime.
Durant, no good.
Wade seems to be slowing down just a touch, and the difficulty as you get older, when you're not a great jump shooter, which Wade is not, is that the defenses will back off you, and that's the big challenge now for Dwayne Wade, adjusting to that newer style of defense that he's going to be looking at.
Shane Battier is checked in for Miami.
You know, his ability is matched only by his energy, guys. I mean, he's usually in the middle of everything for his team.
And Westbrook, here we go.
Incredible.
That's not as easy as he made it look, guys. You've got to have some skills to pull that baby off.
Well, he's got plenty of those skills necessary, partner.
Man.
Oh, you know it. The guy can climb the ladder, can't he? And Kevin, he's really solidified his role as the closer on this team. You know, Miami struggled to figure out whether they'd go to LeBron or Bosh or Wade at first. I think Wade has become the guy.
Well, I tell you what, it's nice to have 2 guys that are capable of closing, Steve. And I agree with you, though. His aggressiveness and confidence probably give him a slight edge in closing over LeBron. You can play great defense on him, but he still typically finds a way to get the shot he wants. Only 3 teams in the entire Eastern Conference had a better than 500 record against the West, and no surprise the Heat were one of those 3, and they were dominant against Western Conference opponents all year long.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Chris Anderson is checked in for Bosh. Allen comes in for LeBron. And it's Norris Cole in for Mario Chalmers. And Anderson gets it to go.
D. Wade with an excellent pass there.
Thunder trailing by 3 and out of bounds as the Heat gain possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. And Cole kicks to Anderson, and he banks in the layup. Anderson's got his second bucket of the game to go.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
Yeah, it sure has, Clark. I mean, with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, they really haven't had to do much on the perimeter.
And Ray Allen gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. Oklahoma City shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
Well, one of the highlights last season, this team shot the ball extremely well from the stripe. Huge factor.
And you can't take those numbers lightly, fellas. I mean, their free throw shooting made a difference for them in a lot of their games last season. Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
Well, now's the time to do it. Keep attacking that rim.
The drive by Jackson, rejected by Cole, and they're able to recover. The offense coming free and easy as we wrap up the first. All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And let's get your guys' take now on the hustle stats for the Heat.
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
Yeah, and I've noticed also that their quick hands have led to a lot of forced turnovers. They're getting some points in transition as a result.
Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Well, guys, 2 straight titles in Miami since they decided to go small. Coach Eric Spoelstra said, quote, thinking conventionally that first season with LeBron, that was my biggest regret as a coach. I put LeBron in a box. LeBron was a small forward. That's what we knew. But after the Dallas series, we decided to start from scratch. We always talked about how versatile our team was, but we never thought about what that meant. We had to do away with convention. And guys, that started by playing LeBron at the 4.
And with his length and athleticism, he has all the tools. Doris, thank you.
I don't know what's happening to their defense. I mean, they don't have any effort, any purpose.
And it's really costing them. I mean, the last 5 baskets at that end have been on very easy looks. You know, no denying it's been a heck of a run the last few years for the Heat, but you can't help but wonder if the impending 2014 summer of free agency could be the end of it all. The big 3 came together in a flash of lightning, it seemed, but it could end just as fast if one or all decide to opt out.
And Clark, as you were saying, the trio of LeBron, Wade, and Bosh all have options in their contracts to become free agents in 2014 if they choose to. And, Steve, you have to think that at least 1 or 2 of them might exercise that right.
Well, you know LeBron will, because he's the most underpaid athlete probably in the history of sports. He's worth 10 times what he makes. But it's going to be interesting to see what Miami does here the next couple of years with their roster.
Chris Anderson is checked in for Dwayne Wade. Allen kicks to Haslam. And there's the call on Perkins. That is his first foul of the game. Dwayne Wade's checked in for Miami. On defense, the Thunder. Trailing by 2. The dive for the ball. And stolen by Perkins.
Boy, with 2 fouls now, he really has to be disciplined and under control for the rest of this half.
Well, he's got that big, solid frame, and what better way to use that with some bone-jarring picks.
Yeah, it's one of those things, Steve, that doesn't show up on the box score, but coaches pay attention to it, and trust me, the opposition notices it.
Hashim Thabit, he's checked in for the Thunder.
Talking about Chris Anderson, guys, the Birdman. We weren't sure if he was going to be able to fly last season, but he did latch on with a very good Miami Heat team who was in need of some help rebounding, which is his strength. He still can do that and block shots as well.
And it's Wade penetrating. And the shot is good. Wade's got 10 points in the game.
I don't know who was supposed to be on him there, but clearly a mistake by the defense.
And the Birdman, a fan favorite from his days in Denver. The tattoos, his kinetic style of play, certainly drawing attention.
Well, he's an athletic presence inside at both ends of the floor. Defensively, he can slide his feet and block shots. And offensively, he's a guy who kind of hangs out on the weak side and finishes plays by catching and dunking. Wow, this has been a thriller. I mean, the way these teams are battling, just going back and forth.
Would you like to bet that this game may end on a buzzer beater? How much would you bet?
Heat moving the ball around. Here's Haslam. Nice D from Thabit.
They've been strong on the boards. There's no disputing that.
That's what the box score says. Still anybody's game, though.
Outside for Durant. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. This is his second trip to the line in this one.
And, of course, last year's superb free throw shooting, above 90%.
Yeah, you know, that was one spot where they didn't have to worry about him at all. I mean, at the free throw line, he was automatic.
And a new group getting ready for Miami. Chris Bosh has checked in for Anderson. Battier comes in for Udonis Haslem. LeBron, he's checked in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Chalmers in for Norris Cole.
Well, that was not a smart play there. That's a wild shot. They can get something better.
No, that's not smart basketball. He should have passed that shot up.
Fantastic pass. He turned that one into a pretty easy basket for his teammate.
And again, it's the Heat missing. And here is Cephalosha. Here's Ibaka. Offensive rebound. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two.
And the defense looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Yeah, I like that. A foul to save the layup. Make him earn it at the line.
Durant hits them both.
And at the free throw line, it's all about consistency with him. Same routine, same stroke.
Here's Wade. And so that's the end of the first half. Now the second half about to start up and begin any moment. What a game we're seeing from Kevin Durant.
You know, he spoils us with his performances game in and game out. And so far, just another big scoring night for him.
Typically, when he puts up that many points in the first half, he's going to follow it up with a better second half. We'll see if that happens here. Usually the logic is that if you want to win the West, you need to get a lot of wins against the East to pad your record, guys. But the Thunders did dominate the East last season, but not as much as the other teams, and they still won the West.
Well, getting back to the Thunder, as you said, Clark, they took the East to task once again. They were 21-9 against the conference. But, Steve, that was just tied for the third best in the West.
You know, I think a big part of that is that after they made it to the finals for the first time, they played with a target on their back. And I thought every team in the league knew they had to bring their A game to try to kind of make a statement against the Thunder.
That's his second personal foul, second team foul.
Miami grabs the miss. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Kevin, the Thunder are often seen as getting into one another during games in what looks like heated arguments. But that is the culture they want, as every player can hold each other accountable. Coach Scott Brooks described it saying, "I'm with them every day." Did they have some competitive moments? Absolutely. But that's how we work here. We challenge each other. It gets chippy. You can't argue with the results, even if it looks like they are always at each other's throats, guys.
I believe it. Those must make for some good battles, Doris. Thanks.
He's so dominant in the low post. You just can't let him get the ball in there so tight.
Too easy. It was really simple for him to go to work there.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Thunder. The Heat making a switch here. Lewis is checked in. Little over a minute gone here in the second half. It's Westbrook with the drive.
You look back to that 2008 draft. The then Sonics, now Thunder, took Westbrook at the 4 spot, and a lot of people thought that was a reach. But tell you what, you redo the draft right now, and he has a legitimate case of being the #1 pick.
And he's good on the second.
Well, I'm sure he'd like to have that one back, but making it a 2-possession game was the key, and he got that done.
Here's Allen, and 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one, drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. Probably back in that 2008 draft, Westbrook had played kind of a combo guard at UCLA, and there were some questions, I think, among a lot of scouts and personnel guys' minds about his ability to become a full-time point guard.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. I think you always have to look at players, not just for what they might become, but what are they when they get to you. And Russell was a guy who was athletic, aggressive, hungry to get better. And when you've got those attributes in his athleticism, you're going to be a difference maker in the league, and he's proven that to be the case.
LeBron dishes to Lewis. Back to LeBron.
Defensive foul.
You know, with so many high hopes, the Thunder seem to be everybody's pick to make it to the finals once again. They were so dominant throughout the regular season. Many thought it was a foregone conclusion, but the injury to Russell Westbrook kind of sidetracked all of that.
And back to the Thunder in the postseason. They did well to get by the Rockets after Westbrook injured his knee. But, Steve, they just didn't have the same dynamic punch when they later faced the Grizzlies. Ended up getting bounced out in the second round.
Well, it was a tough matchup for them because the Grizzlies are so good defensively. And when you take Westbrook out of the lineup, all of a sudden it changes everything. I thought Oklahoma City battled, but they just didn't have enough firepower without their point guard. One thing with Wade that doesn't seem to be going away is his quickness off the dribble. He still has that devastating crossover. He may not be able to do it every night, but there are nights when he just looks like he's right in his prime.
That free throw, no good. And Wade has a number of elusive moves, Clark, getting into the lane. He can hit the spin, the Euro step, which I love, by the way.
Yeah.
And the windmill crossover.
He's got it all. I mean, he's figured out how to get to that bucket, and I think the crossover is probably his custom move. Just as he changes directions, he swings the ball quickly over his head to the other side, avoiding the rip, and he makes it look so natural you might think nothing of it, but youngsters around the league go to school on that one. That's a heck of a move.
And there's the call on Durant. That will get him his fourth foul of the game, and due to the bonus, we'll head to the line for two.
Well, what a series it was in the finals a year ago. Such great basketball. Two teams that like to play up-tempo. And I'll tell you, the Spurs had Miami. They had the series in the bag. They were one play away from wrapping it up in Game 6, but the miracle comeback from the Heat that led to the Game 7 victory and another title for the Miami Heat.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
It feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And it's Wade with the jam.
Boy, nice one-man fast break on that one.
It sure was a stylish finish to cap it off, too.
Thunder trailing by 6. Now here's Westbrook. He's got 13. And there's the call on James. That will get him his fourth foul of the game, and due to the bonus, we'll head to the line for two. That free throw, no good. The Heat making a switch here. And he sinks the second. Now the Heat with it. They're on a 20-7 run. And that comes off the assist by Mario Chalmers. Chalmers has got his third assist on the night. Knocked loose. Stolen by Allen. The drive by LeBron. Here's Haslam. And oh, he hits the buzzer beater.
Pretty shot.
Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play should begin momentarily. And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Heat.
Anytime you get as many points in the paint as they have, you know you've got a good thing going and you just want to keep it going.
And they're attacking the gaps in the defense with their quick, aggressive drives into the paint area.
And it's out of bounds. Oklahoma City able to retain possession here. Westbrook passes to Durant. Battier with the steal. Back to Wade. Power down with both hands.
Well, this is how you completely rattle an opponent's rhythm.
Yeah, you know, such terrific on-the-ball defense to trigger the transition opportunity.
And it wasn't just a tough D, it was the exclamation point they put on the fast break with the slam.
And it's blocked by Chalmers, and it's out of bounds. Oklahoma City able to retain possession here. LeBron, he's checked in for Shane Battier. Westbrook kicks to Durant. Buries the long-range jumper.
You know, no matter what you do with Durant defensively, nothing bothers him. You try to be physical with him. You know, that's probably your best bet, but that's easier said than done because he can get around you with that speed and quickness. But really what he's looking to do is create space and shoot over the top.
And you've just highlighted a lot of what he has from a skills standpoint, but it's his demeanor, that unflappable nature, that always in attack mode. He's got the quick release. He's got the size to shoot over most any defender. And he can go for buckets in a hurry. He's streaky, but he's efficient as well as effective for long stretches. He's special.
There's 6 points on consecutive free balls.
They're finding holes in this defense.
It should be easy to correct, though, if you start making the right rotations defensively.
And the call will be against Nick Collison. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. And Oklahoma City making a change here. Ibaka's checked in. A 3 from LeBron. And that'll be Oklahoma City's ball as it goes out of bounds. They're trailing by 7. Westbrook kicks to Durant. That doesn't go either for Durant. The Heat have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. James. Thunder with the rebound. Ibaka outside. And there's the call on Buck. That's foul number 2 for him. Tries to keep it alive. From beyond the arc. No good from Perkins.
That's a bad shot. You really hurt your team by taking a shot from that range. Put your defense in jeopardy.
And it certainly won't make him. Watch out! Go down there. Man.
Straight to the bucket with a nice head of steam.
Well, no reason to slow it down when there's nothing in the way.
Now a timeout called by Miami. They're leading by 5. 1:04 left in the game. And the Heat going with the whole new group on the floor. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Eric Spoelstra address his team. He told his guys, listen, we've got to make the most of every opportunity right now. We can win this game, but it's all about making every single possession count. Guys, we'll see if they can come back.
And so both free throws are good, and it's a 7-point game.
You know, you've got to like the fact that they're getting to the line. And on top of that, they're making their free throws in this half. That bodes well going forward.
Good on the first, and that trims the lead to 6. Both free throws good from Jackson.
And this lead suddenly not looking quite so comfortable after those 2 free throws. Well done.
Into Greg Oden. Stolen by Collison. Lamb with the ball. He's against Allen. No luck.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
And he is unable to get the second one.
I'm sure he would have liked to have had all of those, but he still had their lead a little bit at least. Well, you knew he'd win that race.
Definitely. I mean, that's what you call early offense.
And goaltending is going to be the call, so they get the basket there anyway.
He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
And the crowd immediately letting the officials have it after that whistle.
A very unpopular call there.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. That's good. And it's an 8-point Heat lead.
And tack on a few more points to the lead. Why not? I suppose this is an emphatic showing for this club.
And, Steve, they did it in style. A beat down the entire way.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. They're trailing by 8. 19 seconds left in the 4th. Jackson dishes to Durant. And stolen by LeBron. Puts up a 3. Kevin Durant with the rebound. And a clear foul there as he shot the triple. He'll go to the line for 3 free throws. And the first of 3 missing that time. That's a tough one to miss, but 2 more chances. He makes the second free throw, and that narrows the gap to 7. And he nails the third. And just about 3 minutes through the 4th quarter here, and so they choose to intentionally foul. It's the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And he hits both free throws here, so now it's an 8-point game. Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. They're behind by 8. 6 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Poke loose. Battier with the steal. He passes it to Lewis. Good as the jump shot falls.
This is going to be a great game for them. No win on the road comes easy in the NBA. Nice performance.
Any player loves sending his own fans home happy. He loves even more sending opposing fans home miserable.
And so Miami takes this one by a big margin.